Detour. Dollar Tree Run. Oh yeah, baby. One of my favorite stores. My mama told me, you better shop around, shop around. Yeah, yeah. That was in the last store I was in, the Buy Mart. They were playing My Mama Told Me You Better Shop Around song. Back from the 70s. I haven't heard that song in a long time. Green light. Did you ever play that game, green light, red light, when you were a kid? Well, I didn't live in town, so we didn't have enough people to play it. Yeah, I'm heading to my dance classes. Yeah, right. Only if it's like 1982 dances. Freaky dances. let's go up this hill and see what's up here. I've never been up this hill before. Well, it looks like it goes all the way up to maybe just that house up there. Coos Bay, Oregon is a very hilly place. Same with North Bend, man. They got some massive, like, San Francisco hills here. Streets of San Francisco. There's another show you never heard of that I used to watch back in the late 70s, early 80s. Every time I drive by this Enterprise place, all these things for sale, they're all the same for like months at a time. Like trucks been for sale for like months. $8,000 for like a $3,000 truck. That's why they're still there. Coos Bay, it's a nice middle class town, but it's also a poverty, welfare, quite a few drugs down here actually. So these people down here, they're not going to pay $9,000 for a $3,000 car. No, not going to happen. Wonder how much he wants for that. That blue bubble. We can't turn here. They got the farmer's market going today. On Tuesday, or Wednesdays, that's right. That thing does really good in Coos Bay. It's really popular. Because you know, you gotta have an eggplant from a farmer, man, or you won't be able to make it through the week. Hilarious, man. Red Dollar Trade. That's like, there's the Harley Davidson motorcycle shop. That homeless guy is screaming and cussing. He's screaming and cussing. Oh, they changed it. Well, no, I thought it was Harley. No, they changed it to all ATVs, I think. No, there's Harleys in there. Oh, it went out of business. There used to be only Harley Davidsons there, and now they changed it. because Harley Davidson hasn't been doing well nationwide for like 5 years. People are buying smaller motorcycles. Believe it or not, they're buying smaller motorcycles. Look at, there's a guy's legs in a transmission there, a transmission shop. His legs are sticking out of a transmission. That's hilarious. That's good advertising right there. Look at how tiny these houses are. This is how Americans used to live up until like the 1970s. Just like this. They put 8 people in that house. And they were perfectly happy. And you didn't put all your value in your equity in your house. No, you knew your house would never see. In fact, you wouldn't even sell your house. You'd pass it down to your children. And so you concentrated all your savings on the 50% savings in the bank, about 20% U.S. savings bonds, 10% cash, and only about 20 or 25% in the stock market. But you never, ever, the value you would get in your house would be the house is paid and you don't have to make any more payments. And a house like that you could always have paid in 10 years easily. Within 10 years. And so you went most of your life without house payments in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So with advertising and banks today, America has somehow been convinced that 30 years of house payments is a good deal. The way you saved all your money is you paid your house off by 40 years old, and for 20 years you saved that $700 a month house payment for 20 years. And that's where you got all your retirement money. And then you would live from 60 to 80 and you would have that $700 a month every month for 20 years until you were 80 plus Social Security. That used to be the system in America. And that is why your wife could stay home for 5 years and raise the kids until they went to kindergarten. And that is how people were able to live on one income back then. And the reason you can't do it today is because you all fell for the big, huge lie. You need a $400,000 house for 30 years of payments. It's hot down here. It's like 75 degrees here today, which is really hot for the Oregon coast. There's a real old Safeway in Coos Bay. It's been remodeled. It's nice. A few years ago. It's a beautiful store inside. Right. I'm trying to tell her to go, two old ladies, and I don't think she trusts me. Which is probably not a bad idea. Old ladies should never trust Dave, no. Well, it's such a thing in society, it's so rare that someone would let you go, which is kind of sad in our society, that when someone actually does let you go, you panic and freak out. Am I supposed to go? Should I stay? Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, there will be trouble. Or no, it will be double. That's what it is. So come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Look at that place. They serve fish dinners, fish and chips right there. The guy's out back catching them with a fishing rod on the river. Only the freshest fish and chips. When I was traveling once, I went to a restaurant, and the view of the restaurant was the cows in the field behind the restaurant, like in the Midwest. And I made a joke and asked the waitress, how fresh is your ground beef? And she pointed to the cows over in the field and said, we get our beef daily, sir. That's pretty funny. Look at that sand rail in front of me, that dune buggy sand rail. That thing looks like fun. Mr. Trouble. Look, it's got two carburetors on it, one on each side, see? So you get more air and more power. Not the fancy computers we got in cars today, no. There's a really old Dairy Queen in Coos Bay here, right there. Thing's been there forever. They must make good hamburgers. The drive-thru is always busy. Woo! Someone yelled at me. Huh. Guess I'm becoming more popular. I wanted to go to Mingus Park, and I see they got the waterfalls fixed. So maybe I'll go over here a little bit and make a small video of this, looking at the waterfalls. The fountains, water fountains. And look at the ducks floating around. Let's go check it out there, YouTubers. Okay, I gotta look both ways. I gotta hold my mommy's hand. Look at that cross there. Do not feed bread to the waterfall, it kills them. I've always known that. You're never supposed to give bread to ducks or seagulls and stuff like that. Of course, people do it anyway. Okay, park rules. No overnight camping. Dang it. Can't bring my dog. Yo, my dogs. Can't bring weapons. Well, no fireworks. Well, this place. Can't eat the plant life. 15 miles an hour. You can't spillway. Can't pee in the park. Don't harass. You can't hunt the wildlife. I came here to get some ducks for tonight's dinner. They got a really nice playground over there. Isn't that beautiful there? You can sit on this park bench and have those people in that house stare down at the top of your head. I think this is birds, but in Colorado, this is called white aspen trees. Oh, I love these trees. I love these white trees. Isn't that beautiful? And way down there, they got a Japanese bridge. I guess we could go down there and check it out. Could you imagine living in one of those houses over there? And you get a free water fountain in your yard and a park nearby for free every day. That duck was completely upside down, eating. Look, it's doing it again. Its butt's up in the air. The only thing that's up is its butt. That's hilarious. This is the kind of stuff America should be concentrating on. Instead of bigger houses, you should invest more into the community. It would change our entire lives. Look at little baby ducks. One last look at Mingus Park. There you go. I made a video of it if you want to look at it. Time to head north, back to the Ponderosa. See what Haas is making for dinner. camera keeps falling on the big, huge hill here. No, I'm not in San Francisco. I'm in Coos Bay, Oregon. Maybe I'll drive to San Francisco one day and film that for you too. That's what's wrong with America right there. You order too much stuff off the internet. People no longer involved in their community. They order way more than they ever need in a lifetime. If America had stopped ordering stuff online and bought used cars and $100,000 houses, the entire economy in the United States would collapse overnight. I don't know if you realize, you're the only one keeping the economy afloat. You go make $3,000 a month and you give $3,000 a month to the economy and you have nothing left for yourself. You're the only one keeping America going by spending every dime you have every month. And 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That includes middle class. Now they could say, I mean, the government, the federal government and the state government and your local government love the fact that you spend all your money. But guess who doesn't love it? You. You're the only one being harmed by all this commercialism, consumerism, and capitalism. You can believe it or not believe it, but that's a fact. The United States is literally always with about 90 days or 60 days actually away from bankruptcy. And it all depends on how much money Americans spend every month. That's why they come out every month with the numbers. The financial numbers. That's why they make a big deal about that, because if you spend 10% less, the economy's going to go down 10%. And there will be a great recession, layoffs, high unemployment, government cuts. So the only thing we have in America today is 250 million Americans spend every dime they got. That's the only thing that keeps America going. And it doesn't matter whether you're on welfare, you spend every dime every month, whether you get $100,000 a year as a upper middle class, then you spend every dime you got, you spend, $2,000 every week. Big house, 2 new cars, credit cards, college. It's not hard to spend $2,000 a week. about 250 million Americans. The rest are children. So about 200 million Americans spend every dime you got every month. And that's what keeps America afloat, just barely above, the poverty level. You spend your money and all your neighbors get money when you spend the money from the services and goods and the products and the restaurant foods. But about 50 million Americans, not the children, but 50 million save at least 10% of their wages every month. And over 20 years, they become wealthy just by buying less stuff. And it doesn't matter what your income is. So that's about 20% of Americans save 10% of everything they got, whether you're on poverty level or whether you make $1 million a year. It all averages out according to the statistics. They save 10% of everything they get for 20 years, and then they got a whole bunch of money in the bank. You'd be surprised how fragile the economy in the United States actually is. It's actually really close to collapsing any given 60-day period. Like during the Great Recession, that's why things got so bad so quickly. Because things started to go down, and then, like in Vegas and Florida and places like that around the country, Illinois, the houses dropped 40% within 2 years. You say, well, if that starts to happen, I'll just sell my house really quick. Well, that's the catch-22. If you wait until the houses start falling, nobody then can afford the houses, no matter how much you pay for it, because they're the people who got laid off, and now they've ruined their credit, and now they can't afford even a $300,000 house. And I suppose that's true with every country in the world. They're always about 60 to 90 days away from total collapse, except third world countries. They don't really have an economy strong enough to collapse. And once that happens, then it takes 5 years to recover, like during the Great Recession, 2008, it took 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, to 2013, 14, 6 years. 6 years to recover. And that's why people started losing everything, because you didn't have any money saved. When times were good, you spent 100% of everything you got, and you didn't save 10% or more.